What happens though when we allow our daughters to come outside with leggings on or send them to school with the tightest khakis, wearing uniform, the tightest clothes? Let's see what ends up happening. Because during the time of slavery, if you look, it's kind of blurred, but they had dresses on, picking cotton, sugar cane. They had dresses on. So it's a lot closer to us than going further back, right? No woman was wearing pants back then. It happened after World War I or II. World War II. All the men was going over dying and they was going fighting. So the women had to go in the factory and they got the famous poster with the white woman with the blue on, flexing her bicep, right? Feminists came in, right? They started teaching the black woman that, hey, you don't have to listen to your husband. You can be strong and independent, right? But as she taught our women that, she went back home to her husband and our women were single, right? Terrible. Still to this day, we still got the same mind frame, right? They'll have kids by men. They're not stopping the sex, but they're stopping the marriages, right? They're not keeping marriages holy anymore. But read it one more time. Here's the point.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
You already said that that's going into pants, right? Pants and little shorts, right? They're supposed to wear dresses, skirts, right? Dresses and skirts. Read.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
And a man not supposed to wear something that women wear. What you think that's talking about?
Well, we have some sexuality and also
Wait, what?
sexuality.
Sexuality?
Yeah,
It say men ain't supposed to wear what women wear.
Dresses.
Dresses, right? If I had a dress on right now, would you respect me?
Be truthful with the answer. Since we had this conversation,
Yeah.
I wouldn't judge you.
You wouldn't judge?
No.
Get that in Malachi 7? I mean Matthew 7. Or either John 7. Either. Now, a lot of black people, we say that a lot. We've been taught that. Don't judge, you don't judge me, and you know what I'm saying, I won't judge you, or you can't judge me. Only God can judge me, right? Tupac was the first person I ever heard say that only God can judge me. The Bible doesn't say that. There's a whole book called Judges. They were judging people, judging matters, right? We're supposed to do that. Here in America, if you run a stop sign and there's a cop sitting right there saying, well, you going, all right. Well, if you run that stop sign, you're not going to tell the police not to judge you, and he's going to give you a ticket, right? Same thing with God. But watch this. Here go the point.
The book of John, chapter 7, verse 24. Judge not according to appearance.
So this is the only rule when it comes to judging. He didn't say don't judge at all. He said don't judge based on the appearance, right? Read.
But judge righteous judgment.
You gotta judge righteous judgment, meaning judgment according to the law. For instance, if somebody was to say, man, that dude over there ugly as hell, who was he to say that? God is the author of beauty, right? He's the one who made beauty, right?
Yeah.
It's not up to you to say somebody's ugly or pretty, right? That's not righteous judgment. But if you say, hey, that brother's smoking a cigarette and God said we're not supposed to defile our temple, you can say that. Or he about to eat a pork chop and you say, hey, God said we're not supposed to eat pork. Did you know that? We can say that. That's righteous judgment, right?
Yeah.
Get that in Matthew 7. Let's see what Jesus Christ said. I've heard the same thing. I used to say the same thing. You can't judge me, but that's what's wrong with us today. These young men are walking around with guns, with their pants hanging below their waist, ready to kill, ready to destroy the neighborhood and make baby mamas out of our daughters, our aunties, our cousins, because nobody judged them, right? Matthew 7, 7-1. Okay, that's right.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 1. Judge not, that ye be not judged.
So a lot of people read that scripture and without context, without even keep reading, they'll just say, judge not, unless you're going to be judged. Let's see what it's actually going into. Keep on.
For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged.
So the same way, or the same issue that I'm judging you on, I'm going to be judged the same way. For instance, if I see you smoking a cigarette, because my sister smoking a cigarette now. If I'm smoking a cigarette, I can't tell her not to smoke a cigarette and I'm smoking.
Yeah.
That would make me a hypocrite, right? But if I'm not smoking, I can say, don't smoke. Because I'm not doing it. I don't smoke either, right? That's all it's saying. But let's see. Keep on.
And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again.
So the same level that you judge, it is going to be the same way against you. You got to make sure you're not judging in hypocrisy.
And why beholdeth thy the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but
to hypocrisy. Because some people will judge you for something small. You just went in that store and bought something, but then I'm over here committing adultery on my wife. Can't do that, right? We got to keep the commandments of God, right? Now, 1 Timothy 2:9. And then we're going to get to some laws. So you're not supposed to have a dress on, right?
Yeah.
You got dresses? Your own dresses?
Yeah, I wear dresses. I wear dresses to church.
Why you got the leggings on?
I'm cold.
Cold? That's backwards. The dress should be on top of the leggings. You know that those are underwear? Like
So we
drawn?
can still wear the dress under the leg.
Yeah. It's not, leggings themselves is not evil. Just wearing them outside in public is evil.
Right.
Those are underwear. Like, I don't have none on now, but I was going to put something on. Long johns.
Yeah.
You know what those are? I walk around with just a shirt on and my long johns. Would that be inappropriate? Because that's underwear, right? Clearly. Got prints on and everything. You're not supposed to do that.
Right.
Women are wearing underwear in public, and men are looking at their stuff, right? And get attracted by dogs attracted to that, right? But here go the point. Read that.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
It says our women supposed to dress in modest apparel. What does modest mean?
Not showing all your business.
You not sure?
We're not showing all this and the other stuff.
Exactly.
Upside all out of
When you
stuff.
look at the definition of modest, it says clothing not drawing sexual attention, right? You ever go to church and see a woman with all her cleavage out?
And the skirt up to here.
Yeah, that's sexual
Well, they
attention.
got on the dress, but the skirt up to here.
Yeah, so we got to make sure we're not drawing any sexual attention, right? Get Deuteronomy 23:17. That is what it is.
Yes, sir.
Or 19, Leviticus 19:29. See the go. That's the one I want. 19:29. Like this. I'm gonna show you what happens though when we allow our daughters to come outside with leggings on or send them to school with the tightest khakis, wearing uniform, the tightest clothes. Let's see what end up happening. Leviticus 19:29.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 29. Do not prostitute thy daughters.
So it says don't prostitute your daughter. Now, nobody's gonna some people will though, I ain't gonna say nobody. Some people do.
They stick mine.
But most people not gonna send their daughter on the corner and say, bring me back the money. That's not what it's talking about. What do you think it means by prostituting your daughter?
Letting them dress more.
That's right.
Because how
that,
at an early age.
how old are you, by the way?
I'm 63.
63, you look good to be 63. All
Thank you.
praise. All right, now, back in those days,
Yeah, well, okay.
how did prostitutes used to dress?
Short skirts up to the...
That's right. Used to
As a
know them,
church.
right? You can look down the street and say, it's a group of prostitutes right there because how they dress, right? Nowadays, can you tell the difference between a godly woman and a prostitute? Can you tell the difference?
Yes.
How?
Well, besides me wearing pants today, mostly if you don't have not no grandma skirts down to the ankle, but this to the knees. And then you see some with the pants, you can see their backside.
I see most Christian women that say they love God and believe in God, they dress inappropriately.
I wear pants, that's the wrong them.
You ever heard of that singing group, Mary Mary?
Yeah.
How you think they dress? Godly? They wear pantsuits, tight too.
Yeah.
They dress godly, them godly
No.
women?
No.
Inappropriate, and they Christians, right? You ever heard of Beyonce? They claim to be godly women.
Worse than me.
Huh?
With my pants on.
Say it again?
She's not worse than me. But the world can see.
Right, definitely. All of them. But what I'm trying to get you to see is most Christians, they claim to love God and be godly people, but they're dressed inappropriately, right? And they're teaching other young girls to do the same thing. But this is what happens though when you allow that behavior. Keep on.
To cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom.
The whole land will fall to whoredom if you allow your daughter to go and dress inappropriately, let her have a boyfriend, right? You got kids? How old are you kids? I know they grown.
My oldest one is 45 and my youngest is 32.
32? Okay. Grandkids?
14.
14 grandkids? Wow, all praise. Now, you got grandkids that's of age, like high school?
Yeah, I got 3 that's graduate, 4 that's graduate.
Okay, good. So, in order to keep your granddaughters from becoming baby mamas, what would you tell them?
I told
Birds and the bees? Get us a rock 6.
yeah.
Birds and the bees?
But I the fundamentals of being a young lady and being a lady on the other side of the world.
Well, that's good. That's good. We got to teach them. We have to instill into them morals and values.
Because I don't want them to make the mistakes that I made.
That's right. That's right.
But not having no one to talk to me.
Okay.
So
You married?
no.
Husband gone, died?
Yeah.
Died? Okay. Sorry to hear that. All right. But we have to teach our daughters to want to get married, right?
Yes.
Because a lot of people have multiple partners before they even think about getting married, right? And you ever heard of a thing called pair bonding? You know what that is? When you have sexual intercourse with a person, a part of their spirit is in your spirit now. So if you have lay down with a bomb, or they call them pookies, ray, no good niggas, whatever the case, some of that's still left in you. And then we do it again and repeat the cycle. So eventually, by the time you getting older and I want to settle down, I need some help, these kids or whatever the case. You done had so many men, it's gonna be hard for one man to satisfy you mentally and physically, because you done had every shape of rock, right?
D.I. and Harry.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly. What I had to do. Now, this is what we have to do. This is what we got to teach our sons and our daughters to keep them from being baby daddies and baby mamas. Because there's no such thing as girlfriend and boyfriend in the Bible. It's only husband and wife, right? It's an in-between stage where you get to know that person, but there's no sex involved, right? But watch this. Here we go.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 6, verse 7. If thou would get a friend, prove him first.
And friend is not talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, future husband, future wife. That's what?
Prove him first.
Get to know that person first. I know some sisters back where I come from that went and laid down with guys, didn't even know the guy's name, and got pregnant. Had to try to backtrack and go find cameras. And did you know that guy had to figure out who the guy was? This is terrible, right? But a lot of times they grew up with no fathers in the household to instill in them morals and values. And that's what we got to teach them. The morals and values that we need come out of the Bible. But we haven't been learning the Bible in church. We learn 2 or 3 scriptures, and we learn this right here. This comes with a doctrine, you know. Who is that, by the way? You don't know what? You don't know what color Christ is? You got he's a spirit. Get
I ain't seen Christ.
23:39.
I know what they're supposed to look like.
I got you. So 2 things.
And the color of it.
You don't know?
It's supposed to be mine.
It's supposed to be your color. Okay. So yeah, that's it.
The Bible tells us what he looks like, so you can only imagine
Right.
what he looks like.
But we're smart people. You ever heard of a sketch artist? When people go to jail, they be like, hey, we got to go catch the guy. And they'll bring a sketch artist in and he'll draw the description based on the description. So when you draw the description that's in the Bible, where does this come from? That's not hair like wool or skin like brass. That's white supremacy. It is. But watch this. I'll show you. What I had to do. You said Jesus was a spirit, right?
But it's me because I haven't seen him physically. But I know how the Bible what it says it look like, so I can imagine.
But Jesus was a spirit. Let's see what Jesus out of his own mouth said. Was he a spirit? Watch this.
The book of Luke, chapter 24, verse 39. Behold, my hands and my feet.
So this is when he came back. He appeared to, I think it was Thomas at this time, right? One of the apostles, right? He saw him. He said, look, man, my hands, look at my feet, right? Read.
That it is I, myself.
It's me. I'm not no, well, he gonna say what he's not. But look at my hands and my feet. It's me that you're talking to, right? Read.
Handle me.
Handle me. You can touch me. Handle me, right? That's what he said. Read.
And see, for a spirit have not flesh and bone.
A spirit ain't got flesh and bones, right? But I got flesh and bones. So was Jesus a spirit?
No.
He wasn't. When he walked this earth.
But me, I haven't seen him.
You haven't seen him.
No, but I
got
can
you.
imagine how he looked from reading the Bible.
And that's what I want you to do. Revelation 1 and 14.
That part. Yeah.
I got you.
But I know it with the way the Bible says it, he didn't look like that.
All right, so we're going to read the description in the Bible, and we're going to see what Jesus looked like. We're going to see where he come from and what his people look like, right? Watch this.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 14.
Bring it out.
His head and his hairs.
So it says his head. It's talking about the hair that sits on top of his head. That's an old Quaker way of of saying when they say, hey, his head is gray. They're not saying his face is gray. The hair that sits on top of his head was gray or white. Read.
White like wool.
But his hair was white, like an old person would look today, right? Like wool. What's wool? Is wool a color or is wool a texture? It's a texture. What race of people want?
Silky like this.
Silky, okay. What about the Indians, the East Indians? They got the red dot, they believe in Hindus and all that. Silky hair, right? We the only race on the planet that have hair like Jesus Christ, right? So that's a clue to what he looks like already. That's a strike against this guy right here. Let's keep going.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Jesus Christ's eyes look like a flame of fire. Now, what color is his eyes? That's blue, right? What about that guy over there? What color's fire? Red. Now, why was Jesus' eyes like a flame of fire? Why do you think that is? You know? Now, these are questions that you should be able to ask your pastor, but he don't know the answer.
Well, I'm gonna ask.
You should.
Don't tell me.
I'm gonna give you the answer anyway, but then I want you to go and double check. I want you to fact check.
I think he will.
If he don't give you a scripture, don't listen. We can just lie to you then. We gotta come out the word of God. But give me Genesis 49. This is why I answer you.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 12.
Who wrote Genesis? You know? Moses. Moses wrote the first 5 books, right? So this is what Moses said. Right?
The book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine.
So Moses prophesied about, from the beginning, he prophesied about Jesus coming in the end. He said his eyes were going to be what?
Red with wine.
Red with wine. Now, at the wedding, Jesus' first miracle was turning water into wine. When they seen Jesus, they called him gluttonous and they called him a wine bibber. He was neither one of those things. A wine bibber was a wino. He wasn't no wino, but they seen him drinking a little bit of wine. Ain't nothing wrong with drinking. The problem is when you get drunk. That's what sin comes in, right? Back to Jesus Christ. Watch it.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
White wool hair.
As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Red eyes, not blue eyes. Keep going.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
What color's brass? Because Jesus Christ's feet look like fine brass. What color's brass? Huh? Yeah. Look like a penny. Look like copper. Look like that right there. Right? Now, if this is brass, is he the color of brass or is he? Which one is closer? This one right here, right? All right. Jesus Christ, keep going.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
So Jesus Christ was already brown, but let's see.
But they all
Did any Jews look like this? All right. Jeremiah 14:2. You on point though, but let's see what Jesus looked like. Watch this.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2.
Bring it on.
Judah mourning, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground.
What color Jews?
They are black unto the ground.
Black into the ground meaning different shades of brown, right? Most of us out here are from the tribe of Judah. Somebody might be Gad or Levi. Somebody could be. We don't know. But most of us are from the tribe of Judah, and we all not the same shade of brown, right? So we still call ourselves black. Right. But black isn't our nationality. It's a description that describes us, right? That's right. What would you say your nationality? If you had to go and fill out a job application or something, you would say black? That's a color though. You see that brother's vest? That's black. His pants? That's black. My boots? That's black. That's not your race. What would you say your race is?
Bring it out.
You don't know? That's on point. Isaiah 1 and 3. Watch this. I'm going to show you by you not knowing you fulfilling Bible prophecy. I'm going to show you exactly who you are. Isaiah 1 and 3.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3.
Bring it on.
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
You know what an ox and an ass is? What's that? Farm animals, right? Cattle, right?
Yeah.
So an ox know who owns him, and an ass know where he come from. Read.
But Israel,
Well, who?
Israel,
The nation of Israel, the people that's on this sign right here, they what?
do not know.
They don't know. When you ask them, hey, what's your nationality? They say, I don't know. Right? You ever heard of African American? What's an African American? You know? Say it again. You're right.
Oh, we was born here in America, so they say you were from Africa.
I got you. Leo Scipio Africanus, Amerigo Vespucci, conquered Hannibal after the Second Punic Wars, right? He named Africa after himself. He's a white man. Amerigo Vespucci was an Italian map maker. He sailed around in the boat and they made maps. He's a white man too. We don't from two white men, right? So how can we be an African American? It don't make sense, right? No. We are the children of Israel, right? Now, my question is, how do we get to America from where we come from? And where do we come from? First, where do we come from? Africa is a huge continent. That's a big old continent with a lot of countries inside. Where do we come from in Africa? Do you know?
I don't know why.
Right? Okay. The Bible tells us specifically where we come from. Watch this, Galatians.
The book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 26. For it, verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
We all come from Jerusalem. Now, Jerusalem is in Africa. Northeast Africa. This is Africa right here. Jerusalem is right here. Egypt is right here. When Christ fled from the Romans and they ran into Egypt, they went from black people to more black people. If Christ looked like this, it's already Africa. He's here. And he ran into Africa and they was hunting him. Would they be able to find him? That white man amongst all those black people? Easy, right? But if he was black and he went into more black people, it'd be hard to find him, right? Jesus Christ is a black man.
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.